Hello and welcome. Our task for today is to solve the exponential equation on the board. But before we get into this equation, let us look at a simpler one. So we have 2 raised to power x is equal to 8. Usually how we will solve this problem is by taking log of both sides of the equation. And since 8 is a multiple of 2, we take log to base 2. So we have that log to base 2 of 2 raised to power x is equal to log to base 2 of 8. Now, according to the power law of logarithms, we can bring this x down to have that x multiplied by log to base 2 of 2 is equal to log to base 2 of 8. Next is to divide both sides of this equation by log to base 2 of 2. So from here we have that x is equal to, now we know that log to base 2 of 8 is 3. And log to base 2 of 2, of course, is 1. So we have that x is equal to 3. Now, when you look at the problem at hand, you will see that we have two terms on the left-hand side of this equation. So we cannot simply take log of both sides. Our aim in solving this problem is to make sure that we find a way to condense this problem to this form, and then we take log of both sides. So to solve this problem, first of all, let us divide both the left-hand side and the right-hand side by 4 raised to power x. So we have this over 4 raised to power x is equal to this over 4 raised to power x. Now, of course, this is 4 raised to power x divided by 4 raised to power x plus 6 raised to power x divided by 4 raised to power x is equal to 9 raised to power x divided by 4 raised to power x. Of course, this is equal to 1 plus. Now, since they have the same power, we can write this in the form 6 over 4 raised to power x is equal to this over 4 raised to power x. Now, we can reduce this to lowest terms by dividing both the numerator and the denominator by 2. We have 1 plus 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 4 divided by 2 is 2 raised to power x is equal to, when you look at this, you will see that we have two perfect squares here. We have 9, which is 3 squared, and we have 4, which is 2 squared. So this can be written as 3 over 2 squared raised to power x. Now let us recall the law of logarithm that says that a raised to power m times n is the same as a raised to power m raised to power n, and also the same as a raised to power n raised to power m. So that simply means that we can switch the places of 2 and x, giving us that we have 1 plus 3 over 2 raised to power x is equal to 3 over 2 raised to power x squared. Now, let 3 over 2 raised to power x be equal to y. With this substitution, you can see that we have 3 over 2 raised to power x here, and we have 3 over 2 raised to power x here. So with this substitution, this equation now becomes 1 plus y is equal to y squared. So taking all the terms over to the right-hand side of this equation, we have that 0 is equal to y squared minus y minus 1. Now you can see that we have a quadratic equation in terms of y. So here, we cannot factorize this equation, but we can solve it using the quadratic formula. Here we have that a, which is the coefficient of y squared, is 1. We have that b, which is the coefficient of y, is minus 1. And we have that c, which is the constant term, is -1. And of course, we have the quadratic formula, minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So we have minus 1 plus or minus square root of -1 squared minus 4a is 1 and c is -1 all over 2 times 1, which is a. Simplifying, we have minus minus is plus. We have 1 minus minus is plus. 4 times 1 is 4 divided by 2. So we have that y is equal to 1 plus or minus square root of 5 divided by 2. So now we come back to the substitution. So we have that 3 over 2 raised to power x is equal to 1 plus square root of 5 divided by 2, or 1 minus square root of 5 divided by 2. Now you can see that we've gotten to the stage where we can now take log of both sides to find x. But let us look at this. We know that the square root of 5 is greater than 1. So this number will be a negative number. And we know that the log of negative numbers is undefined. So we cannot use this. So ultimately what we have is that 3 over 2 raised to power x is equal to 1 plus square root of 5 divided by 2. We can now take log of both sides. So we have that log 3 over 2 raised to power x is equal to log 1 plus root 5 divided by 2. And of course, you know that when I write log without adding any base, it is assumed that we are dealing with log to base 10. So of course, according to the power rule of logarithms, we bring the x down. So we have x times log 3 over 2 is equal to log 1 plus root 5 divided by 2. Now we can divide both sides by log 3 over 2. This will give us that x is equal to log 1 plus square root of 5 over 2 divided by log 3 over 2. And when you use a calculator to find the value of this over this, we have that x is approximately equal to 1.1868. So when you do 4 raised to power 1.1868 plus 6 raised to power 1.1868, it will be equal to 9 raised to power 1.1868. And with that, we come to the end of today's exercise. I hope you've learned something. See you in the next one.